So going on with my latest certain experiments that I've done with the YOLO and PyTorch with some garbage data sets. So that garbage data set which I found earlier, that was kind of a watered down version or a subset of this. So this I found actually stumbled upon it today. So this seems to be almost 5 6 years old now, and there's a wonderful paper they've written. So it says this is the project report. You can people can find here, but on this particular link, there's just a poster. There's quite a large file, but not what is. So this is the one. So this is the large file. I don't know why it is so large, 9.9 MB. But this one is quite detailed, right? And I am presuming this is almost like 6 years old now. So they've tried a support vector machine, then they've tried to do something with scale invariant feature transform shift, which I presume they've done with OpenCV. I've not really gone through the entire thing, but very interesting. And the most interesting part is that they've given this very large data set, right? So I was just going through this, and this is the data set original. So it has cardboard images, it has glass, metal, paper, plastic, and other trash images. And so if you were to look at some of this, the image sizes are quite large. So yeah, 1.4 MB, 1.6, right? So see here downwards, it is all 1 MB plus, which is almost 80%, 90% of the data set. Yeah, and then these are also all 500 KB plus. So these are excellent images for training, right? And similarly for most of the categories. I found this dataset. I think the original size is about 3 GB plus, right? Okay. And coming back to also with reference to this dataset, with reference to the TrashNet, I ended up downloading a couple of papers, and some of them are quite interesting. If you look at this, one second, yeah, this one. This is an extremely interesting paper. I have not gone through it. I just downloaded it today, the first time I've seen it. Uh, Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay. So the scope of this thesis is quite large. Now, what this person has done is he's gone through a lot of things. You know, especially I like this machine learning background. This part of it. This entire section 3. Yeah. Even if you don't go to anything else in this paper, there's just about 30 pages over here. This is quite interesting if you look at it. Yeah, it talks about data normalization. Okay, that batch norm 2D and all that. The this thing that we've been doing in PyTorch. Uh, the transforms that are being done. So all that is quite detailed over here. And he's not really going through any particular framework or anything, but he's going through uh, the maths of it and explaining it quite well. Yeah. Then regularization, dropout, and batch normalization. So all of this is done quite well over here in comparison to you know. and he's quoted the source also quite well, so further person can go and read here. And these are obviously all the leaders in the field, right? Jeffrey Hinton, Alex, the person behind AlexNet, right? Okay. And so this is one paper. The other one which I found really interesting was, I think, let me see. Yeah, this one. Mm, Again, based on that same trash data set, and they've shared their results in a lot of detail, right? I think this is some kind of confusion matrix, yeah, right. And ResNet 50 is the architecture. Uh, and on top of that, they've gone ahead and made changes, obviously. So they say the transfer learning model consists of a pre-trained ResNet 50 convolution neural network and a fully connected layer. The ResNet 50 CNN is pre-trained with ImageNet dataset. As the ResNet 50 CNN was used to do feature extraction. So they've done feature extraction with that, and while the fully connected layer acts as a classifier to make the final classification. So depending on so this I have done earlier also. I've done that with the PyTorch code from one of the books that I was following. So what will happen is you'll go ahead, and the last layer you'll go ahead and just have whatever classes you want. Maybe you want two classes. So that is what will happen. And so they are doing feature extraction with ResNet 50. That means that image to vector, basically those features will come out, right? And this feature extraction is also used sometimes, like one of the books I was following, they've done that. I forget the book's name, but I think Practical DL or something, and that Indian author is there, call Amit Call or something, yeah. And what they've done is they've extracted the features, I think, using the ResNet only, and then they've done a k nearest neighbor on that of and I think it's Caltech 101 dataset is what I remember. Yeah, yeah. So there they've done something similar. So pretty detailed, and this also looks like a good paper to follow and understand how they're doing this, and specifically because it's on trash detection and trash classification. So yeah, so this will be a good paper to follow again. And let's then maybe look at the other ones. Uh, okay, water surface cleaning bot, water body surveillance system. So this again, uh, VIT Chennai, right? Everybody is from VIT Chennai, and I don't really remember, but I've seen somewhere because few people I was in touch with from VIT. Maybe back then, somebody amongst them was doing something in this, but I remember, seeing something similar earlier. So pond cleaning robot and everything, and again, quite interesting. I've not gone through this paper. I have not yet gone through this, but I just kind of stumbled upon it. And so there are three modules: surveillance and detection using computer vision concepts, web application, and mobile application, some kind of alerts. So these two obviously are not of that much interest to me, but this one is definitely of interest to me, and I'll go through this in a lot of detail. And OpenCV, okay, so they're saying OpenCV used with Python, that is okay. So Flask they are using, and various other things. So I've not really gone through this yet. Very detailed. I'm sure it's On the robotics part of it, I'm sure it's quite involved. I really wouldn't be able to follow, but this bit I think I should be able to, where the trash detection is happening. Arduino Pilot. Yeah, this a lot of people are using. I'm not very comfortable with that, but like I've read it many a place. Okay, great. So this is again one of the excellent papers, and okay, this is another one wherein it's not only object detection, but yeah, there is again a robot which is involved, uh, and again waste management. So of interest to me, uh, quite detailed. So this is quite detailed. So it says that on top there is a robot swarm, and then there is another structure, RFIDs. Yeah. So what generically we would call IoT, and trash bins also, obviously with you know RFIDs and all. And then there are buildings. So that is how they structured it. Multi-layer model of the smart city. Okay, so RFID tags with trash bins. So you can probably identify if a trash bin is located in a particular area, or whether it is full and things to that effect. Yeah. And again, this I found quite interesting. One image here. Oh, we need to. That's why I saved it as yes PEV robo. Yeah. Okay. Quite advanced uh, in comparison to other papers and other reads that I've been going through. And again, a Jaipur college, Divyan Singh, and this also I found it's not very detailed, but he's given some things quite uh, clearly, and he's published his results also quite clearly. Um it is obviously not very detailed, uh, but then he's given the right references. So obviously, I obviously like this paper also. So he's talking about the transforms here. Okay, then the images were scaled. Uh, and then the training. So he's got three classes. Non-polythene classes are labeled as 0, 1, and polythene is labeled as 2. Okay. Then I'll just come back to this. Then I also not only his GitHub repo, which is for the TrashNet, I also found a couple of other repos which I found were quite interesting. Uh, Again, Gary Thung only, same person from the plastic detection model. Okay, and yeah, this again is an extremely informative repository with excellent code. Mm, I don't say I've gone through the entire code, but what I could make out from here, uh, I've just gone through the README right now. I will definitely want to, download this repo, clone this repo, and go ahead and experiment with it. I'll definitely do that. Look at the width of what they're doing, right? So that is width and depth, of course, of what they're trying to achieve with one repo. They're saying go ahead and download these different datasets. So they've got these different dataset references. Yeah. Mm, so TrashNet is there. This one is there is MGU waste and TrashNet. They're both very popular on Kaggle also. So I've found a lot of Kaggle kernels which are using these datasets. Yeah. So that also I've gone through. Uh, then there are a lot of books. So within Google Books, I was searching with this query, TrashNet and Gary Thung, and this is what I could find. So there's a lot of I don't know if I'll be able to access more than 1 or 2 pages of this book, but quite a detailed explanation of how somebody's again trained up, uh, you know, a neural net with ResNet as the background, and these are the results that they got: prediction, confidence values, prediction rate, right? Uh, so yeah, this and again, here's another one, right? Deep architecture, so supervised waste classification. So I will have to check these out. GarbNet, OscarNet, these I'm not aware what these are. TrashNet, okay. So SVM support vector machines and sift those, salient, this thing, the features that we extract basically for image similarity with the OpenCV and others, right? Um, so yeah, all of this I really need to go through. I just kind of stumbled upon all of this today, and I really need to go through. And again, here also. Uh, okay, so the Trashbot has picked up the object and it's segregating it and maybe putting it into some kind of bin. Uh, so again, somebody is recommending that you go ahead and with YOLO. Hmm. And in the references, they have TrashNet. And yeah, so this is, and then of course, this competition that has happened, waste sorting task. Yeah, I don't necessarily understand this completely because I think this is a Chinese competition, or there are references to some kind of Korean this thing also in this. I that's what I could gather. So I need to go through most of this, but it is quite detailed. And then just like TrashNet and other these uh, data sets are available, these guys also have one a specific data set which I think they have. mm, let's see. Yeah, so all of this and further, I'll just kind of go through most of this.